Hello and welcome to this episode of Couple Sharing. I'm here with the Triumph Speed Triple, and a bit of an interesting story. When we first met, sort of somewhere around the mid-2000s, we didn't really get on. I mean, I found her to be a bit sort of on the heavy side and not very exciting and a bit sort of loaded on the motor, and she didn't like me either. I mean, I was just young and I wanted things that just exploded with fire and wanted to kill people, and it just didn't work. And since then we've met a few times, and I think we both sort of grew. She would get a bit slimmer, easier to ride, a bit more exciting. I would be more understanding, until eventually about 2 years ago we met up again at a racetrack, and I just couldn't believe it. She was small and light and nippy and had exciting motor, and everything just felt so refreshing and energetic. And I, on the other hand, was more grown up, more understanding of her needs. That was a couple years ago, so the relationship blossomed. And however, as people know, as relationships go on, they need to be sort of spiced up a bit, added a bit of sauce, a bit of fire. And I think it's possible we've done that for this year, because this over here is the new Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. The first bit of zest comes from the motor. It's still a triple cylinder, as the name suggests, except that the cylinders have grown from 1050cc to 1160. Apart from bigger pumping equipment, the motor has also been redesigned to be lighter and sleeker. It's 7 kilograms less than the outgoing Speed Triple, with 12% less rotating inertia. Also, there's a new twin spark ignition system to make it burn those extra cc's even better. And that all joyously chucks another 30 horsepower onto the graph, topping it at 178 horsepower.
And so I suppose this model better lives up to its speed name, because the last ones, made 148 horsepower at a stage where 180 was sort of more than norm. It was a bit underpowered. Full of life, full of everything, but underpowered. This one's something else. I swear, it feels like a big sort of mother bear, big growling sort of triple motor with a sort of hum to it. Listen to it. And what's sort of weird, it's fast. You look at the speed, you look at everything, it's fast, but it's not sort of unwieldy, like the Super Duke and those sort of things. I kind of like that, but a lot of other people don't. It's fast, but it's not overwhelming. It's sort of controllable. It's fast, but working for you. Again, like a big mother bear on your side.
More so, Triumph have done some slimming, skimming 10 kilograms off the scale for a total on-the-road weight of 190 kilograms. Combined with the increase in power, the Speed Triple has a 26% better power-to-weight ratio than its predecessor.
This bike is definitely lighter. As people watching the show might know, I just got over COVID literally a week ago. And a lot of people told me that my strength is going to be down. And it is. The other day, I walked up a flight of stairs, not even a big flight of stairs. I nearly died. And I thought, a day on the track, it's going to kill me. It's going to kill me. But, it hasn't. It has. I actually feel good. This bike is so light, so nimble, so easy to turn in. I'm not working hard at all. Oh, look at that. The Speed Triple, bless me. She's helping me even while I've got COVID. She's helping me. Isn't that nice? Also, the seating position's quite sort of neutral. I'm not kind of over the bars. I'm not anywhere. Obviously this bike is naked, so there's gusts of wind, hello. But, at the same time, there's sort of the open view. I feel free. I feel sort of more part of the action. That's the joy of naked.
Of course, this is the RS model, so those are Öhlins suspension, front and rear.
Okay, so racing excuses. It's coldest day of the year so far. The temperature's barely gone into double-digit centigrade. And this is mid-vol. It's the bumpiest track ever. So it's extremely slippery, extremely bumpy, and there's all my racing excuses. But to be fair, I'm very glad I'm on this thing. If I want something a bit, I don't know, I think things like the Street Fighter, the Super Duke and all that, they'd be a handful here. This I'm not. And it's got that Brembo brake system. You brake, go into the corner, and you can feel the way right into the corner, which is so great. Lots of stopping power, but lots of feel into the corner. You can really kind of use the brakes while cornering. It's got all that feel. And this front end just feels so solid. I mean, I should be more scared. I should be more worried.
There's some Inspector Gadget goodness too. As has become standard on a motorcycle of this kidney, it has a 6-axis IMU with all the fancy traction control, wheelie control, and 2-level cornering ABS.
This gearbox is so smooth. It's so very, very smooth. This quick shifter, up, down, left, right, wherever you want it. It just anything. My only little trouble is when I stop and try and find neutral. It's a bit tricky. It's so smooth it doesn't even want to find the neutral. But the rest of it is controlled via this dash. It's quite a kind of funky looking sort of red target kind of thing, and basically everything's over here on a little button, either with the mode button or there's this little joystick over here, which is simple, easy.
So far we like the looks, we like the motor, we like the chassis, we like the electrical stuff. But that's not all there is to it. After all, this is a Triumph.
This bike feels really good. It's sort of so refined. Everything kind of works well. I mean, there's nothing I'm really upset about when riding it. It's not as kind of scary as sort of Super Duke or Street Fighter. It's more alive than S1000R. Although there's a new one of those and a new Tuono coming up soon, but this feels more alive than those. And it's Triumph. I mean, it's the word refined. It works well. Everything just looks so good. Everything looks sort of crafted. Everything looks sort of well made, well thought of after, and it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And then it costs 259,000 Rand, as it is now, 259,000 Rand. So it's beautiful. It's lots of fun to be with. We get on really well. She gives me my space, lets me do my thing. And she's a cheap date. Yeah, I had the feelings before, but you know what? No, this is happening now. Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. Will you marry me?
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Don proposing, and I see the camera cut away before we got the Speed Triple's answer. Rumour has it that it fell off its side stand and burst into flames. Got to admit though to being jealous of Don with this one, not the marriage proposal, but actually getting a go on the new Speed Triple. I'm already a huge fan of the Street Triple, and now its bigger brother ticks all my boxes for a sporting naked bike for the road. Its primary competition has surely got to be Aprilia's Tuono and KTM's Super Duke R. You might also mention Ducati Street Fighter, but according to Don, who's ridden it, apart from being the most expensive of the lot, it's also a bit too mental and track focused, although the new version has supposedly been made a little bit more friendly for the road. The Tuono's V4 is similar horsepower and an absolute joy to use, but it's the chassis that really stands out. It's one of the sweetest handling sport bikes on the market. The only downside is that it's been around for a long time now, and while it has received only the smallest of refinements, which is okay when it's that good, you sort of feel that at any moment now there'll be a more significant update, especially cosmetically. So you half want to wait for that, even though it might in reality still be a few more years down the line yet. And the third generation of the Super Duke is also a tremendous weapon for the road. Now it has the chassis to match that simply epic 1.3 litre V-twin engine, it's a hard option to ignore. There has never been a better time to be into big naked sport bikes. The choice is, well, it's simply amazing, and it's great to see Triumph battling it out once again right at the top with a bike that sacrifices nothing in terms of technology or performance and manages to come in at a very competitive price as well. News from some heroes after this quick break.